Hey guys, welcome back. Tisha here, back for another 1,000 pound best friends review. This didn't do much for me. I felt like it was more of a filler episode. I don't anticipate us being here for that long because I don't have a lot of notes. But go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like button as it helps the channel. If there's something that I don't talk about that you would like to talk about from the episode, feel free to put it down in the comment section below. So we begin the episode where we left off with the new Tina on the scales to see what her weight is. I asked you guys to make a prediction last episode on if you think she made the goal or not. And if you thought that she did not make the goal, you would be right. Because she last time was 361 pounds. And Dr. Proctor wanted her to lose 10 pounds. So she gets on the scale and it says 360.9. And she is excited. I mean, like she was breathing a sigh of relief, which lets you know that she didn't do what she was supposed to do, because if she had done what she was supposed to do, then she wouldn't even been worried about whether or not she made that number, and she wouldn't be relaxing or excited, as Dr. Proctor pointed out, because she maintained. Dr. Proctor was like, that was not the reaction that I expect from somebody who says that they're ready for weight loss surgery. Like, she should have been disappointed in herself, but she didn't seem disappointed in herself. She seemed relieved. She didn't make any excuses about it. She didn't apologize. She was just like, whew, oh, good. He tells us that if Tina followed the protocols, she would have lost well over 10 pounds in a month time period. He tells her, you know what? I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, because I need you to get down to these 10 pounds within the next 2 weeks. I'm going to start you on the pre-op diet, which means you get 1 low-fat meal and 2 liquid replacement drinks. He's not playing with her. She's over there telling us she don't know how she's going to do this because she already struggles as is, and now he wants to take away food from her almost completely, and she doesn't know what she's going to do, but she realizes that she has to get it done. Hun, if you're struggling with this, you're really going to struggle after the surgery when all you do is liquid, because you're on liquid for a while after the surgery, because they got to make sure that you heal well and you don't like rupture or stitch or anything like that. Done with her. We go to Vanessa. Vanessa says that since losing over 220 pounds, she does feel lighter, and she feels her confidence getting bigger, as well as her growth in herself getting better. But she's realizing that over time, she has been losing her hair. We find out that because of the surgery and because of the way that there are some nutritional losses, that one of the things that happens is that women lose their hair, or there's some thinning that happens afterwards. So Vanessa has found this woman that does wigs. She specializes in wigs for people who are having hair loss due to health-related issues. So she tries on different wigs. She finds a blonde one that she likes. She gets choked up as she wears it. And she tells us how before the weight loss, she had this beautiful hair, and she wasn't really concerned as much about the weight loss or she wasn't as concerned as much about like her teeth and her nails and her appearance, because before she was big. But now that she's lost a lot of that weight, she doesn't have that barrier anymore. Before, people would notice the weight. Now she's afraid that they'll notice other things. And as she was talking, I completely understood what she was saying, because she was so raw with her emotion. One of the things that I appreciate about Vanessa is Vanessa doesn't give storyline. Like when I hear Megan talk, and definitely when I hear Ashley talk, because I'm really not buying this whole I want to be a mom thing. Not saying that she doesn't want to be a mom, but you don't even have a man yet, and all of a sudden you want to keep talking to us about your fertility thing. We've seen that already on 1,000-pound sisters. I don't really want to see it up here, but you know, I'm not knocking it if it is true. It just feels kind of storyline-ish to me. You all tell me what you think. But I appreciate the fact that Vanessa is really giving us reality. She's not just giving us TV. So she says she's looking forward to getting to the point where she sees what other people see, because as of right now, like, people are telling her how beautiful she looks and how much weight she lost, but she still sees herself as this bigger person. I can completely relate to that. You all wouldn't know this about me, but I was significantly smaller at one point. And then after my son, I had some thyroid stuff going on and some weight issues here, etc., etc. Long story short, you do go through a period where you don't recognize yourself, right? And you're like, who is this person, because of either the weight gain or the loss. And honestly, you see yourself sometimes differently than other people see you. And I think for Vanessa, she's at the stage now where she's losing, and she still sees herself as that much larger person. Even though she's not that larger person, a lot of the things that she does in her mind, she's still associating with that. And it takes time for it to go away, because I remember when I was larger and I lost a whole bunch of weight, I saw myself back then, and back then I thought that I was big. What I would give now, what I would give now to not be in double digits when it comes to what size I wear. But my point is, you have to get it in here before you can see it here. And I think for her, she doesn't have it in here yet, so she's still not seeing it. It takes time and it takes work. So the girls meet up, Megan, Vanessa, and Ashley, and they're going to do an ice bath. Excuse me, Megan's trying to do anything to make sure that she loses this weight so she can get that other surgery that she wants. So to me, she's looking for a quick fix to speed up her metabolism. They're going to be doing an ice bath. It's said to help with energy and joint pain, and it decreases inflammation. They recommend to see results that you do it for at least 2 minutes. Vanessa asks if it's also beneficial to your vaginal area, because she says that since the weight loss, her vaginal area is drooping. I never thought that weight loss affected that, but I don't think her and the person who works there were talking about the same thing. I just don't. Anyway, Megan is the first to go in, and she's screaming. She says that the ice stings and it's cold. It feels like a bunch of little needles, and her body is on fire, and she does 40 seconds. Vanessa jumps in, and Vanessa does not even do 3 seconds. It says 3 seconds, but to me, it was more like 1. It was funny. She says, I did it. I got in there. I did it. I got in there and I did it. And the ladies are laughing. Ashley gets in and she does a minute. Megan is then like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do the 2 minutes, because she said it takes 2 minutes to see any type of reaction. So she goes back in and she does 2 minutes and 15 seconds. She says after completing this, the ice bath makes her feel like she can do anything. The ladies say that it feels like old times, and they're back. Personally, Vanessa, I think you should watch yourself, because they've already showed you that if you are doing too good, or if you talk too much about certain things, they don't want to be bothered with you. It's time for a support group meeting. Vanessa brings Jacob, which we see him there, but we don't see any interaction with him and the others. We meet Kate, who is the physician assistant that runs the bariatric aftercare program. We're reminded of the contest that they were competing in. I don't remember how long they were competing in it, but we find out that Scott came in 3rd place with 60,000 steps. Megan was in 2nd with 125,000 steps. And in 1st place, there was Vanessa with 185,000 steps. So she wins the free shoes. The next contestant will be a gift certificate to the health food store for whoever wins that. And that person will win if they have the most minutes in the exercise zone. I love a good challenge, and I think it says a lot that Dr. Proctor is willing to do various things to keep his clientele motivated. We find out that, because everybody goes around saying their different things, we find out that Tina did actually meet her weight loss goal, because it was 2 weeks of her being on that diet. and now she's going to have bariatric surgery next week. Scott is supposed to lose 30 pounds in 2 months. We don't know yet if he's lost it, but he feels like he's done something because he says he's given up fast food and his clothes are fitting differently and he's ready to start dating. Ashley talks about doing the surgery in the beginning so she could have a baby. And I think she's skipping steps. She says that her size affected her dating life, but it wasn't because of her size. It was because of her and where she was mentally. And now she's in a place where she's ready, which then gets Vanessa to talking. And Vanessa says, it's a struggle because for so many years, because of her size, she took crap from people. And she met, she had men in her life that used to walk over her and use her. Megan confirms that. She says she doesn't know how to look at herself differently. And it just goes to show you that with these type of situations that the mental work matters. You can lose the weight if you want to, but if you don't change your mindset, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything because here she is. She lost all this weight and she's still at her core the same person. But Vanessa had other problems other than her size, like her dynamic with her sister was unhealthy. Vanessa had been through some things in certain relationships that were extremely unhealthy that I don't think she dealt with. One of the ladies in the group was like, look, you over there talking about, how men treat you because of your size. She's like, I'm 478 pounds. My mother is large too. And one of the things that I was always taught was to never allow any man to walk over me, no matter what size I am. She's like, you got to work on you and that mindset and why it is that you allow people to do what you do. And it's true. You have to work on that. She's then told that she needs to put up something to remind herself that she's worthy and start to get in the habit of saying it to herself. To me, it's about more than men. It's about her traumas, but I guess they want to work on the men aspect of it for the show. Scott says, we'll text each other in the morning and remind each other of that. Vanessa then jokes around and is like, you're going to have to be a little bit tanner to be my man because she likes chocolate men. And that's the end of that. We find out next segment, Ashley wants to date. So Vanessa invites Ashley. Ashley invites Vanessa and Vanessa invites Scott in her wig to join her. The event starts. They have 5 minutes with each person to determine whether, or not is somebody that they're interested in. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, y'all. Gross. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I can hear it and okay. 5 minutes to determine. 5 minutes with each person. Then the men change. So Vanessa says that she wants to talk about healthy eating and exercise because it's something that she is doing a lot of. Me personally, I don't feel like that's all your conversation should be based on, even though that's you. You might meet a physical trainer, a fitness trainer. They're not going to just talk to you about that on a date. They're going to talk to you about other things as well. The ladies are speaking to Scott, and one of the ladies like, I like him, but you don't want to hear about all of a person's insecurities when you first start talking to them. And you flip to Vanessa and she's doing the same thing as Scott, which she's talking about a whole bunch of her insecurities. And the guy that she's talking to not only looks like he's not interested in Vanessa, but he looks like he's not interested in being there at all. So she's asking him a bunch of questions about if he eats healthy and if he eats fried foods. And I get that it's something she wants, but I want her to lighten up some. The guy in the middle of her talking gets up and walks off and does not come back, which of course messes with Vanessa because she's already feeling self-conscious. To me, he was rude and he looked crusty anyway, so she wasn't missing out on anything. Scott is sitting there talking to a girl named Sequoia, who is a chef. And he's like, what do you like to cook? And she's like, shrimp and grits. And he's like, She's like, I like Scott. He likes to eat and I like to cook. You're the last person he needs to be with. Vanessa then meets a guy who she's really into. He's very nice to her. They seem to have a good rapport. She finds out that he lost over 100 pounds. He tells her to keep shining and she looks amazing. And she is beaming as she talks to him. I mean, all smiles. And I can't help but notice Vanessa's smile. TLC. Vanessa has been on this show now for 3 seasons. Offer somebody in the dental field, offer Vanessa something to work on that, because that too will build her confidence. I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm just saying that I think that that will work wonders as well as her having, a complete smile. They then begin cocktail hour. They're told that don't give out your number. We'll hand it out to people based if there's a match. First thing Scott does is walk up to the bar area, and he's eating mini quiches and all the other little finger foods, and he can't get enough of the food. Every time he eats, he makes sounds. He is one of those people that would drive me nuts. Vanessa was told not to give out her number. She gave it out. The guy says she broke the rules, but I would absolutely take her on another date. I mean, if that's true, good for her. We then see Ashley meeting up with Dr. Proctor. It's been a year since her surgery. She says she's enjoying life and doing the things that she can. She wants to have a baby, and she wants a referral. He's like, hold on, before we talk baby, let's see what these numbers are looking like. So at her surgery, she was 379. Now she's 284.6, which means she lost almost 100 pounds in a year. He wants her to get another 100 pounds off of her before she thinks about having a baby. He says, I want to see you well below 200. And she's like, well below 200? I don't want to be a bobblehead. He's like, you're 38. You're at high risk from weight and a high risk from age as far as a baby is concerned. If you want to have a safer pregnancy, then this is one of the things that you're going to have to do. And I'm going to have to say that you wait for now. And that is it. Like, literally, that's it. If there's anything that I left out, y'all tell me what you want to talk about down below. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.